Bringing customers on the telephone. That's really what we're going to be talking about for the next. Actually go and pick up the telephone and make it ring yourself. So, I'm going to ask you first of all, why are you in business? Why are you in business?
Something I really, really enjoy doing. It's a service that is needed. But a good, cattery in the area. I mean, we've been in business for 12 years.
You're in business for two purposes only. And the amazing thing is, if you look after these two purposes and look after nothing else, you will achieve all the things and keep a customer. And always remember, that's why you're in business. If your main focus at the Clannyboy Hotel, Donna, was to create and keep a customer, would that make you a 4-star hotel? And that is the focus of any business. So in doing that, we have some barriers to our success. That's the problem that we look at, the barrier to success. In particular, where you're on the telephone about creating and keeping customers on the telephone. We can't stay motivated. That's one of the things about the telephone, we can't stay motivated. If I was to tell you, if you follow what I'm going to give you today, in this next 3-hour session, if I was to say to you, 2 appointments for themselves every day on the telephone, a minimum of 2 appointments every day, by following which I'm going to give you a system, because that is what we need. So, how the strategy works, it breaks down the process into simple steps. That's what we really need. And it's these simple steps will give you, if you're new to the telephone, or if you lack confidence with the telephone, you need to know steps. And it's easy to know when you have steps. Anything worth doing direction, and you'll have the evidence of what happens. So we're going to show you tools and techniques to help you overcome fear, procrastination, and resistance. And those are the 3 things that stop people from being successful on the telephone. There's fear, procrastination, and... So let's look at what's effective. Let's look at the most effective and the least effective ways on the telephone. Because if we start down is that we can advertise, and there's people here selling advertising. Advertising's fine, but does it really bring you customers? It's called neuro-linguistic programming. And neuro is your nervous system. Linguistic is the language how you speak to yourself and program. And we're programming ourselves all the time, our timeline. Because very often what happens is, you see, one of the things, there's 4 things can happen when you make a sale. 4 things can happen when you make a sale. First thing is, they can say yes. Or they can say no. Or they can say maybe. Or they can say no when you learn the lesson. You send 12 letters. Wednesday you send 12 letters. On Thursday you phone the 12 people you sent the letter to on a Monday. Right? And number 5, you have a closing paragraph. Closing paragraph that I have in the letter is quite simple. I actually have the person's name. You can do this with Word. You can merge it or any software that you have like that. That's results. It's about getting results. People were, oh, that's not the way I was taught to write business letters, business school. This is about getting results. This works, folks. This is about getting through the top people in companies. Because what happens, he gets the letter. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you this afternoon, that you think that's impressive when somebody says, sales director, and if people actually ring me up, they can have the answer that you're the guy who talked. Hi, colleague, I'm expecting your call. And I go and see him in Bromley, and we're doing training with them next year, January, because... So, Sandra may have read the letter. So I actually, when I talk to Sandra, and Sandra's going to verify this because I can read her mind, because I can read PA's mind. Sandra's in. And then we go to your bullet points that we talked about. This is how we have achieved some of these things. That's the simple thing. This is how we have achieved some of these things. And then you go, how well we do the job, how well we do the job, how well we do the job to make it work. So then we have our PS, and our PS is very, very simple. Our PS simply says, PS, Mr. Smith, I call your office at 9 AM on Thursday, October the 23rd. If you're not here, we'll tell them what we're going to tell them when we phone them up. Thanks very much. Coffee time.
Thank you.